What is up, Loudmouth Sports Talk? It's your boy, Loudmouth Luch, back with another episode of Off the Top Rope. Before we get started, as always, bombshellbowling.com/Loudmouth Sports Talk for all of your Loudmouth apparel. Let's just jump right into the week of wrestling. We had the Chamber. Chamber wasn't bad. To me, nothing really crazy happened throughout the Chamber to really mention. No crazy spots. I was surprised Randy got eliminated when he did. And before even all of that, again, I just want to say, do not mind the back moving on Saturday. So just don't mind the bareness and the ugliness behind me. But like I said, getting back into it, Randy getting eliminated first was shocking to me. Miz cashing in. I mean, that's like the biggest thing of the night to me was Miz cashing in. That was crazy. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I was so excited. I was screaming. Honestly, I was screaming. I was like, let's go. The Miz deserves this because the Miz is a good wrestler, a safe wrestler. He loves the business. He loves everything about the business. He deserves to be WWE champion. So I'm happy he got it off Drew. Do I think Drew and him are going to verse at WrestleMania? I don't think so. I really do think it's going to be Drew versus Sheamus at WrestleMania. But going on, nothing, like I said, nothing really important happened besides Miz cashing in and Edge picking who he wants. He wants Roman Reigns. Thank God he wants Roman Reigns. I did not want to see him go up against Drew. I mean, I wouldn't mind The Miz, but I didn't want to see him go up against Drew. I wouldn't mind NXT people, honestly. But yeah, at the end of the day, he picked Roman Reigns. Obviously, to me, I think he picked him because the Universal title is like the same weight as the World Heavyweight Championship, which Edge had to give up because of his injuries. So I do think if he wins, he might just trash the title and bring back the big gold. I would love for that to happen. It probably won't, but I would love for it to. But then we go on to Raw. Nothing crazy happened on Raw. Oscar got her tooth kicked out. That was crazy. But Orton throwing up blood or throwing up whatever he threw up. Obviously because of the Fiend, or he was saying it was Alexa Bliss. He didn't lose because of the Fiend. He lost because of Alexa Bliss. So Alexa Bliss is in his head. They're making Alexa Bliss a very strong character in WWE, and I'm loving it. What they're doing with her, Randy, Bray, it's so genius. I mean, Bray is behind 90% of this, so obviously Bray has a great mind when it comes to keeping people's attention. He is fantastic at that. So I can't wait to see what they have going further. Obviously, I do believe it's going to be Randy versus Bray or Randy versus Alexa Bliss, which will just turn out to be the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. So, yeah, I think that. And then we go on to AEW. I'm not going to lie, I did not get to watch NXT yet. Been crazy busy with moving, so I will put a short little video up for that and SmackDown over the weekend or possibly early next week. But AEW, Jericho and MJF's little segment with the Young Bucks' dad, to me, was genius. I loved it. Screamed old wrestling, old school in a way. It screamed. I just think that they're looking to make their mark, and I think that they're giving up kind of competing with NXT, WWE, and they're just doing their own thing. And I think because of that, it's really, really helping them a shit ton. So that whole segment was great. I do believe that they could do a little bit better with makeup, with the blood, because it just looked like they just threw some stuff on. It just looked like they just tossed a bunch of blood on somebody and just was like, yeah, just act like you're getting beat up. So, but I still loved it. I thought the blood could be a little bit more better, but yeah. Then we go on to Nyla and Britt. Oh my God, that match was great. They both did their job. They both sold good. They both, laid there. They really did wrestle really good. Britt, to me, is the future of women's wrestling. I don't care what people say. She still has time to grow. Yeah, she is still a little green, but she's just getting into the big leagues of pro wrestling. Let her go a couple years. I promise she will be something to watch, and she will be something big. And let me just say this. If you guys are into lucha wrestling, Rey Fénix is beyond fucking incredible. He is outstanding at what he does. He studied his craft. He loves his craft. He loves everything about it. Honestly, he is one of the best luchadors out there today. He is one of the best wrestlers out there today. Facts, hands down. Hands down. Most underrated. As my boy Cody always says, he's the most underrated. And that's a fact. What the performance, not just him and Lance, but the performance he puts on week in and week out just shows that he is one of the best wrestlers to do it today. He is one of the best. So, with that being said, I think that a lot more people need to look out for him. He is something, and I do think AEW needs to do something big with him. Maybe, I don't want to see another title come in, but maybe give him the TNT title. What's Darby really doing with it? Isn't the TNT Championship supposed to be defended like every week? Isn't that the point of the TNT title? Is to defend it on TNT every week? That's what I thought. But yeah. Give it to someone like Rey Fénix, someone who deserves it, who would put it on the line and give us fucking great matches week in and week out. Why are you not doing that? I have no clue. But now I want to get into the Black History Month segment. Now, I've been going from people who, opened the door for African Americans in wrestling. Then I did the next gen, and the next gen, then the next gen. Now I'm focusing on current and future when it comes to African American wrestlers. Now, obviously, some of these people on this list do not have crazy credentials, do not have crazy championship listings. But at the end of the day, they will. By the time they retire, they will. These people are the future of pro wrestling, period. We're going to start with Keith Lee. Keith Lee debuted in 2015, 6'2", 340 pounds. He's won the WWE NXT Championship one time, the NXT North American Championship one time, the XCW Heavyweight Championship one time, the NAWA Tag Championship one time, and the VIP Heavyweight Champion one time. Now, obviously, no, that's not a crazy listing of championships. But at the end of the day, Keith Lee is the future of pro wrestling. He is fantastic. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to sell. Mic work a little iffy. I do not like his mic work, me personally. Do not think it's good. So, with that being said, I think that if he works on mic skills, he has something spectacular. He's a good worker. He sells good. He knows the ring in and out. He honestly does love pro wrestling, and it shows every time he steps in the ring. Only if he can work on them promos, he would be the whole package, in my opinion. He is going to be something for WWE, and if it's not for WWE, he will be something big for a wrestling company because he is huge. And for his size, what he can do in the ring is beyond impressive. You have to understand, people of his size don't do some of the shit that he does. Yes, some people his size do, but not all of them. And that's what makes him and the people that do him a dime a dozen. Then we're going to go on to Bianca Belair. She debuted on September 26th in 2016. She's 5'7". She was Pro Wrestling Illustrated Top 100 Female Wrestlers, number 23 in 2020, and number 36 in 2019. As you see, Bianca Belair goes up all the time because she is the future of women's wrestling also. You talk women's wrestling in WWE, right there. That's it. And she was the Royal Rumble winner of 2021. Obviously, we know that. So with that being said, that is not a lot at all. 3 things. But at the end of the day, she has a championship match coming up. I hope they give it to her. She deserves it. And what is she going to do? 2016. 16. That's 5 years. She's only been wrestling 5 years. She still has a lot of gas in that tank. She has a lot of gas in that tank, which means there's championships that come. There's a lot of shit that comes still from her. So we just got to sit back and wait and watch, because I'm telling you, when it comes to her athleticism, when it comes to her mic skills, when it comes to everything that she does, she's a good worker. She sells good. I like her mic skills. I know some people complain, but I like them. I feel like she has her own style. She's different. She sticks out, and that's what I like about her. She sticks out also. From everybody else, you can tell that she's athletic. She's strong. She is a all-around. To me, she's an all-around package in a woman for a wrestler. I look at someone like Bianca Belair. I'm looking at her for the future. I'm looking at her saying, this is going to be someone for me. Maybe not at this second, at this moment, but in 4, 5, 6 years, she's going to be something huge. We just have to sit back and watch. Then we're going to go to Lio Rush. He debuted November 2014, 5'6", 160 pounds. He was the AAA Cruiserweight Champion one time, WWE Cruiserweight Champion one time, the EZW World Heavyweight Champion one time, and the MCW World Middleweight Champion one time. Again, not a lot. Oh, and the MLW is he's current too. But again, not a lot. But it's to come, because that boy can work. I mean, crazy. He's good in the ring. He knows how to sell. Mic work is okay. What he has going for him is his athleticism and the fact that there is only one Lio Rush. They've tried to copy him and they tried to make other ones duplicates, but it does not work out because there is only one, and that boy is killing it. He was on the challenge also. He had to leave due to personal reasons, but he does want to come back, and I do see him doing very well on a show like that because he is very athletic and he is very strong and he is very smart when it comes to all of that stuff. So at the end of the day, I hope I see him back on the challenge, and I hope to see him back in WWE one day, and if not WWE, AEW. Obviously, he's wrestled in New Japan and a lot of other places. So I really hope to see him really do more and more because that kid is athletic as hell. I don't know another person that can do some of the shit that he does. Yes, some of the shit he does is kind of backyardy in a way, but it's still entertaining as hell. Then we're going to go on to Ember Moon. Debuted in 2007, 5'2", 120 pounds. She was the NXT Women's Champion one time, the AIW Women's Champion 2 times, and the PWA Women's Champion 1 time. Again, not a long list, but this girl has gas in the tank, and she has talent in the ring. Mic skills, she is a little iffy on. I will say that. But her athleticism, her in-ring abilities, and how she knows the ring so well when she's in it, that keeps people alive in this business, is the ring awareness, is knowing what and where to be and what's the next thing and knowing what is the best next thing. Or, hey, I want to do this. Okay, but let's not rush into that. Let's do this and then lead up to that. She knows stuff like that. That's what helps her do what she does. And it really shows and it really does prove that she is a hell of an athlete, a hell of a performer, and a great, great, great women's wrestler. Then we're going on to Powerhouse Hobbs. He debuted July 18th, 2009. He was the PCW Tag Champ one time, the UWN Tag Champ one time, the APW Tag Champ 3 times, and the APW World Internet Champ 3 times. Again, obviously, not a lot, but this guy is a strong guy, a big guy in wrestling, which is always good to be. Obviously, heel. He's in AEW right now, killing it with the FTW crew or whatever their Taz's team. I don't know what they call themselves, but them. So he's with Taz and Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, and Taz's son. Taz manages them. I think it's fantastic because Taz was amazing. And Taz knows how to work the mic. He knows how to work the ring. Great wrestler, scholastic to professional. He can teach these guys shit for real. And Taz was strong as hell. So at the end of the day, you have someone like Taz managing Hobbs and Cage. That could be a ruthless tag team. Or you split them up, and that's crazy. I believe Hobbs shows more talent than Cage, my opinion. Hobbs just has it. I haven't heard him talk too much. I haven't looked him up neither. Some of his old stuff, maybe independent stuff. Haven't looked any of it up. So maybe he can talk and he just hasn't yet. But his AEW talking hasn't been that impressive. I haven't been that impressed with him talking. In ring, he's not bad at all. Just, a big guy. He could work okay. I wouldn't say he's the greatest, but he's not terrible. He definitely has enough talent, and he definitely has enough to be the next big thing, maybe not. I wouldn't put the world championship on him, but I'd let him, go for it. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, maybe give it to him after a while. I think if you establish him, maybe as a face, I hate to say it, but I feel like Hobbs would be better as a face, in my opinion. But that's that. So that is our Black History Month segment. Now, there's been some wrestling news that, got released yesterday. Hey, what's up, David? How you doing? So, like I said, like I was saying, there's been some huge news. Big Show, a.k.a. Paul White, has officially signed with AEW as of Tuesday, I believe. It was Tuesday. News was released on Wednesday, and he'll be on Dark on this upcoming Tuesday. Now, he was recently just at a WWE event. He was recently on WWE TV. I read that he wasn't happy how WWE treated him on Legends Night. I heard that he wasn't happy that how WWE treats some of the newer guys compared to the older guys and da-da-da-da-da. So he left. He left. Now, leaving, I would say normally that's bad. You're leaving Vince McMahon. You're leaving the number one man in professional wrestling. But he did something I didn't think he would do, but he did. He signed with AEW. And under Paul White, his name, or his original name in WCW, I believe that is his actual name, though. And he is going to, I don't know what he's going to do, actually. I've read a few articles. Two said the same thing. One said something different. The two said that he was pretty much going to take like a backstage role. And then one said he was going to work backstage and also wrestle. So we will see what's to come with that. That, honestly, I'm excited to see. He's in good shape. Big Show, Paul White is in the best shape that he's been in years. Years and years and years and years. So at the end of the day, I want to see him work. I want to see him. Does he still have it? And speaking of does he still have it, we seen Sting get a little action in the ring. He did the Stinger Splash. He did his finisher. Stinger Splash didn't look that bad. Finisher wasn't bad. And I mean, shit, he took a bump last week, and the bump, he sold it, in my opinion. Keeping your legs up a little extra longer to me is selling. So he sold the hell out of it. I see it. I see everything going good. I see it's going to be fine. I think it'll be okay. I think Cage is a good enough and safe wrestler to not hurt anybody, even though he is big and he is powerful. I do feel like he knows his strength, unlike some people. So he's not going to go out there and fuck Sting up. He's not going to go out there and hurt anyone. I mean, obviously, he tosses Darby around, and Darby really hasn't got that banged up. I believe he got banged up once, but I also believe that was Darby's own fault why he was banged up. So Cage is a safe worker, and I'm pretty sure Sting feels safe working with him. Because if Sting didn't feel safe, I doubt that he would want to work with Hobbs. With Cage. I doubt he'd want to work with Cage because Sting, at his age, I'm pretty sure has to pick and choose who he works with, who is safe, who will keep my safety in mind when they're doing whatever they're doing to me. Because at the end of the day, Sting's like 70 years old. Oh, you can hurt him a lot easier than you can hurt Ricky Starks. So I don't want to see him get in the ring and get completely fucked up. I want to see him get in the ring and do what he does. Because showing this past Wednesday, he still got some. He got some gas left. I don't think he has fucking 10, 15 matches. He got like 2, 3, maybe 1. And if it's only 1, let it be 1. But I do think that at the end of the day, everything is going to work out. And that match is going to be fantastic. I do honestly believe the match is going to be great at AEW's pay-per-view, which is going to be the first AEW pay-per-view I actually get because of the exploding barbed wire death match, and for this just to see Sting back in a ring and not in a WWE ring where they're just going to bury him because he's a WCW guy. I don't want to see that. And I know that they have put over WCW guys. I'm not saying WWE shits on WCW guys or has always, but they pick and choose who to shit on. And when Sting didn't, fucking go along with Vince in the beginning, I'm pretty sure that left a sour taste in Vince's mouth for when he returned. That's all I'm saying. So I want to see Sting get the proper match if he wants this to be his last match. I want him to have the proper match so he can go out how he wants to go out, just like how Edge is coming back to go out how he wants to go out. If you want to do that, fine, but do not come in and waste time and waste TV time for young up and coming stars. That is a waste. That's wasting because you're bringing in older viewers to watch this guy, and then once he leaves, they're gone too. Just keep the same guys rolling. They're going to catch, they will catch fan base. Shit, I watch Raw for specific people. I watch SmackDown for specific people. I rewatch NXT for specific people. And speaking of NXT, no, I did not watch it, but I did kind of watch some highlights of it. And Adam Cole, this whole heel turn Adam Cole is doing, I'm so down for it. I'm backing it 1,000%. It's fucking amazing. Heel Adam Cole is the best Adam Cole. I don't give a shit what anyone says. The fact that he made this look like I fucked up, I'm so sorry, crying, and then low blow, kick, rips the dog tag off of him. There is no more Undisputed Era. It's officially broken. It's officially broken up. I thought that they might have who runs it and then have a match between them, and then that would send Adam to the main roster because KOR would win, but I guess not. I do want to see Adam Cole hit main roster soon. If he has a match at TakeOver, he might debut at Mania. He might. Who knows? I would love to see him maybe the night after Mania. He could be the big pop that everybody, that Vince loves to do after every Mania. There's that one big pop, because it's how Vince works. I seriously remember from when I watch, it's the Raw after Mania you have to watch because you don't know what's going to happen. Something you don't know who's going to come back or going to pop back up. You got to watch it. So we'll see. Speaking of people coming too, Rhea Ripley, WWE dropped the ball on this one. What's your take on how they're using Elias? At the time, I don't like how they're using Elias. I think that they're barely using him. They had him with Jackson Riker, I believe, and now Jackson Riker, they let go. So now he's left again back in the jumble of wrestlers. And it's just a constant, okay, well, if they don't catch Flame in 2 weeks, it's done. They're done. And Elias doesn't – they're using him, but they're not using him properly. They're not using him to his full potential. Elias is a fantastic wrestler. He's good on the mic. Fantastic on the mic. Why are they not using him? Why is he not in the U.S. title scene? Why is he not in the IC title scene? Why it's I feel like this is how Vince plays it. It's like a game. You have 2 to 3 weeks to catch something. If I feel you're not catching, you're done. And that's that. And that's what I feel. It's just they have great talent, but again, it's okay, listen, we're going to do this. You don't catch Flame, then we'll try something else after we go through these next 5 guys who also are great talent and da-da-da-da-da. It's just complete, utter bullshit that they don't know how to use the talent that they have. Aleister Black is sitting in the back, one of the best wrestlers that they have. They have some of the best wrestlers sitting in the back, and they're not doing shit with them. Aleister Black, fantastic wrestler. Who's dating Charlotte Flair? Andrade. Him. Fantastic wrestler. It is. It's a very tough business. And, David's saying it's a very tough business. It's cutthroat. It is. I think it's harder, though. Aleister is amazing. I think he's fantastic. What I'm thinking, though, is, back in the day, I feel like they used to give pointers. Hey, yo, go out there and say these things Say, here's your pointers. Go over these things, and that's that. Say what you want, but just throw these in there. Now it's so cut and dry. Say this, say that. You have to go and say what they want. And because of that, I feel like there's lack of creativity in the wrestlers. And because of that, it lacks in entertainment. When the wrestler is able to put some of their own flavor in the promo, in the match, whatever, it works better. It shows the audience that they love it. For example, Bray Wyatt, he's involved with everything that he does. Aleister Black, same thing, involved. He wanted to be involved in everything that he does. So at the end of the day, you have to show Vince you want it, but then if Vince feels like, oh, well, but then you have to keep showing him, and it's hard, and it is very cutthroat. Very cutthroat. And what was I talking about before? What was I about to talk about? There's something about Raw. With this whole Randy thing. Yeah, I got to do the early show this week. Moving on Saturday. Got to do the show today. So, yeah, I definitely think that. Okay, we're going to go back to Raw for a second so I can try to remember what I was talking about. We're going to, so with not Aleister Black. See, now I got me thinking about Aleister Black now. Thinking about Raw with Randy. Papa Shango started to trend on Twitter. I don't know where now they're going because, I get it. Bray's or the Fiend is a demon. Demons can pray and do shit to you. So, I know, bro. I'm just everywhere. It's hectic week for me. Hectic week. Please, everyone, stay. It's been hectic. Next week we'll be all back. The background, everything will be back together. Even me. But I want to see where they're taking it. I hope there's another Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania with Randy going over everything that he's done. Just like Cena, going over his fears, going over the career that he had. And the fact that, no, David, you all good. And the fact that he had so many chances after chances after chances. Randy literally was the poster boy that they wanted. Randy was supposed to be John Cena in WWE's eyes. That's who they wanted. They wanted Randy as John Cena. But he had, issues and problems that are now, out there, people know about. So I want to see all that get played. And obviously, I feel like however you go in, you come out different. So Randy goes in as a heel and completely changes to a face. And he's a baby face because he realizes that all these years that he's fucked up, that, he could have been the John Cena of my generation. He could have been the Hulk Hogan of my generation. It could have went Hulk, whatever, Hulk, Stone, and Stone Cold and Rock, Randy and Cena. It's just Cena, in my opinion. When you think of hey, my man Joe, funny as hell. But when I think of ruthless aggression, yeah, Randy pops up, but it's not the number one name. The number one name is John Cena. Second name to me is Eddie Guerrero. So Randy, yeah, he's in in the top 5 for me. Now, so some people might say, yo, bro, he comes to mind first. So it definitely depends on the person. Depends on who you are. How, if you like face, heels. As a kid, I loved faces. So Cena was the number one dude for me. Now I'm more of a heel guy. Growing up, I don't know. But back in the day, I used to love Cena. And I mean, I still do. If he came back today, I'd still, buy the shirt and still support him because what he's done, I've met him and he's a real cool dude, real laid back, and one of the nicest celebrities I've ever met. I mean, you never think that he was who he is. It was fantastic. And the fact that what he does so much for charity on just on the low that nobody knows about that. It comes out later, in months and months that, hey, Cena's donated fucking Randy is a beast. He is. I heard he's actually really good to work with. I heard he talks. You guys pretty much go over the whole match. He's safe. He is a good wrestler to work with. But I just feel like in that back then, ruthless aggression, Randy could have been a bigger man than he was, but because of his issues that he had, it really held him back at that time. Not saying that he's not a beast. Like I said, top 5 of that generation. In my opinion, he's top 5. Some people might say top 2, top 3. Shit, some people might say put him number 1. But when you think of that gen, you think of, in my opinion, you should think of John Cena first. Like, he continued what The Rock was doing. The Rock was going into the entertainment, and Cena said, well, let me continue it. And he just continued. Yes, did it switch up wrestling? Yeah, completely. It completely switched it. The way the style is, the way the promos are, language, violence. Obviously, everything's changed. Sometimes it changes for the better, I think, and sometimes it's for the worse, depending on the stipulation, the match, and the people in it. So, I just don't. Randy is a beast, like I said, bro, but I don't know. He's just top 5 for me of that gen, of ruthless aggression generation. He's top 5. Cause John Cena is he does just so much. And to me, that's what makes John Cena the face of WWE still. And like Triple H always says, he was the last face of WWE ever. Ever. So, with that being said, it's your boy Loudmouth Luch with another episode of Off the Top Rope. We will be back next week. Normal time, normal day, Saturday at 4 p.m. So do not miss out next week. But before we go, as always, bombshellboiling.com/Loudmouth Sports Talk for all your Loudmouth gear. And don't miss any of the shows. And obviously, All the Top Rope got changed at 4 p.m. on Saturdays. And I'll be back next week with that. Until next time, guys, peace.